Sorry about that. Yeah. So, yeah. So now, welcome to the custom cards reviews and yeah. So, in my first recording of it, there was the link of the calculator one that was trying to give me sponsors, but yeah, I wasn't gonna do it, but I don't need sponsors. I don't need all that stuff, sponsored, because this is the most favorite YouTube channel. I'm here for, like, the fun of it. So, ready? So, fruits, besides I don't need all that extra money. So, it's fruits. So, now, this is the fruits beast archetype. And then, there's 5 monsters. 1, 2, 3, I believe. Hold on, let me check. Okay, hold on. 4 monsters. I almost clicked on the. Yeah. So, yeah. So, now, Fruit Beast in Toxic Pineapple is the most destructive one. What I mean by destructive is that is basically a toughest one. It basically gains the attack, or like gains graveyard cards. So, yeah, basically, how many monsters or how many cards in the graveyard is worth about 500. Yeah. And this card, or number 2 effect on this card is basically, if it destroys a monster, then you can pay life points to bring the destroyed monster back to your or from the graveyard to the field, or to your field in attack mode, and it is treated as a beast or fruit beast monster. And if it does, then hold on. So that's number 2 effect, and it has a graveyard effect of basically the graveyard effect is basically, if it was sent to the grave, you can shuffle this card into your deck and then place 2 toxic counters on all monsters on the field except fruit beast monsters. And if it does, then all monsters that have toxic counters loses 3,000 attack and defense. You can only use, plus you take no damage from evolving this card, so basically, and you can only use this effect of this card once per turn. So basically, its graveyard effect is like a ticking time bomb. once it is sent to the grave, all monsters on the field is basically loses all their attack points and defense. So, yeah, permanently. And then this one isn't affected by card effects, and you can basically make them lose more attack and defense. Because if you have both of them on the field, and this card can attack your opponent's life points directly, even if this card is in defense mode. And if this card is sent to the grave or banished, you can shuffle this card and make all on. It basically puts a trail of bananas down around your opponent's feet. Or is it all monsters? Yeah, all of your opponent's monsters on their field. Like, if your opponent tries to attack, they couldn't attack because they would have had to slip on a banana peel. Yeah. And they can't activate their effects. Hey. Until the end of their third turn. So basically, their first turn or second turn would be, So then the flying pair is a wind plant type monster. And he's a kind of like a Dark World monster. If this card is discarded by a card effect, you can pay 100 life points. Special summon 2 monsters. And I referenced like Toxic Pineapple and this. And then you can shovel this card back into the deck. And then the Fish Apple allows you to basically add spell cards earn from your deck or add it to your hand. So this card cannot be destroyed by card effects or by battle. This card, once per turn, during your main phase 1, quick effect, you can select one monster on the field, take control of it, until the end of your opponent's next turn. So, basically, what it means is basically, I'm going to use my tongue and grab your Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon and bring it here. Or Blue Eye, or 5-headed dragon over here. Yeah. And then until the end of the... Yeah, and the reason why this card's a beast type instead of a plant type is because this archetype, either you can be a plant or a beast, because the plant monsters, like this one, can set up your board, or like steals many things and throw toxic, or like Toxic Pineapple could be like, I could have just made him into a beast type, because plant type monsters in this archetype is basically a no, yeah, and that was my voice. So like I could have made, because this one is a plant type monster, but it has like I could have just made him into a beast type monster where basically because it has a plant type effect. Basically, it neutralizes your opponent's like monsters. And this one can basically make all of the cards lose 3,000 hat. So each one. So yeah. So let me do this. Let's do this. So this one basically takes control of your opponent's monster until the end. You can only use this card's effects for once per turn. Yeah. So it can survive the battle, so it... Alright. I almost... So now the trap card is a... Apple stealing is basically both of the fish apples. Trying to steal a monster card from the opponent. And so this card is basically referencing the a card earn the basically this card cannot be activated or this card can only be activated if your opponent activates a card effect that adds cards to their hand, except the draw phase. You have the fish apple monster on the field or hand or graveyard. You can pay 1,000 life points, negate that horn effect, and banish the selected card to the banish zone. And this card cannot be negated by... Why does it say my body? I meant your opponent's card effects, and then cannot be chained by your opponent's card effects. So basically, your opponent can't do nothing against this card. So then, now, smashing of the fruit beasts is a spell card, quick play spell card, that you can select one card on the field, except this card, to be sent to the graveyard, and then its actual actual effect is you can discard one card from your hand. And if your opponent's monster declares an attack while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card, negate that attack, and make this turn into the end phase. So you can use it to discard the flying pair here, because the flying pair is basically a summons two monsters on the field And yeah. So then you basically destroy a card, and then you discard a card, and then plus if your opponent declares an attack while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card, negate that attack, and then make it the end phase. So basically, your opponent can't do nothing. Yeah, so you like this archetype? And in my one that was before, I asked this question in that, like first video, or before I had to redo it. Which is your favorite fruit? So I'm saying fruits. Mine, it has to be grapes. grapes. Okay? If you guys want me to do, I can turn your favorite your favorite fruits into monsters. So, and what is your favorite fruits? And that's our first question. And the number 2 question, that both questions will be in the description of this video. Number 1 would be your favorite fruits. And number 2 would be your least favorite or most hated one. Fruits. And there wouldn't be no wrong answers. I will still grab them and turn them into monsters for this archetype. So peace out, y'all. Peace.